National Service of the Liberia Broadcasting System, and welcome to Newsline. 30 minutes news presentation about Liberia and the rest of our one world. Today is Friday, November 3, 2023. My name is Titi Gibro with this afternoon's presentation. In the headlines, CDC seals major endorsement deal with collaborating political parties ahead of the presidential runoff. NEC to commence deployment of essential polling materials following arrival of ballot papers in the country. Bapolu County Superintendent Keasa denies pledging support to Unity Party. And away from Liberia, court orders ex-Somali soldier to pay money for blood spilled during recent clashes between the police and his military. Sports, the news in French, a report of today's weather and foreign development are all packaged. Zokwe Beslukanen first sets the pace with a bulletin of news.
The opposition collaborating political parties, CPP, has unanimously endorsed the Coalition for Democratic Change for the presidential runoff. The CPP, comprising the Alternative National Congress and the Liberty Party, is of the conviction that President George Weah has demonstrated a strong commitment to develop Liberia. In its endorsement statement Friday, the CPP said President Weah has given a clear path towards implementing the party's 12-count policy measures released recently. CPP Secretary General Elisha Stowe added that President Weah's vision for developing Liberia also falls in line with the goals of the CPP. Bapolu County Superintendent has termed as false and misleading information circulating in the media about him pledging his support to the opposition Unity Party. Superintendent Keasa said at no time did he pledge a support to the Unity Party, stating that he remains a staunch member of the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change. He said those spreading falsehood are doing so for their own selfish gains. Mr. Sarr said he is currently working to ensure that President George Weah is given a second term. The Bapolu County Superintendent is meanwhile rallying support of Bapolu citizens to join him in ensuring that the CDC become victorious in the presidential runoff. National Elections Commission has announced the arrival of ballot papers for the November 14 presidential runoff election. A NEG release says a consignment of 3,370,500 ballot papers has arrived from Ghana on an Ethiopian cargo chartered flight via the Rabas International Airport. The commission said it has also procured other electoral materials, including records of the count forms, mock ballots, and tactile ballot cards, among others. The release also quotes NEC as saying deployment of ballot papers and other sensitive and non-sensitive election materials to the 19 magisterial offices across the country will commence in the coming days. Liberia Electricity Corporation (LEC) says some of its power distribution feeders have been temporarily switched off due to technical problems at Mount Coffee hydropower plant. A release quotes LEC management as saying the issues are currently being resolved by its team of engineers with the support of the original equipment manufacturer. It says the Liberia Electricity Corporation will continue providing services using capacity from the CLSG and their Bushwood thermal plants. The release added that as the current energy supply is insufficient to meet the present load demand, feeders will have to be switched off alternately during this period, pending the resumption of full service at the Mount Coffee hydropower plant. A member of the Muslim community, Assistant Information Minister for Administration, Jura Sanon, says President George Weah will continue receiving more endorsements ahead of the runoff election. Minister Sanon said The Liberian leader has demonstrated religious tolerance in his quest to unite all Liberians irrespective of religious affiliations. He noted Muslims are determined to re-elect President Weah owing to his leadership ability demonstrated over the years.
In the last 11 days, you will see more and more endorsements for President Weah, simply because our people are getting to know the reality of the day. This man has stood by us. He sees us as part and parcels of the republic. And I can tell you, on the 14th of November, the electoral number will change massively in our favor.
The Assistant Information Minister for Administration described President Weah as a humble leader. He spoke on ELBC Makeout Hour Friday. And a defeated Bomi County senatorial candidate has endorsed the second-term bid of President George Weah in the runoff election. Soko Adamandoli came second to Alex Tyler in the senatorial race during the October 10 elections. He told citizens of the county that his decision is based on the many development initiatives undertaken by the CDC-led government. Mr. Dolly named women empowerment, provision of electricity, and education as several reasons for his support to the re-election of the Liberian president. He was speaking Thursday to scores of citizens during an endorsement ceremony in Clay District, Bombing County.
Zokwe Beslokane returns a little later with our foreign development and weather report. One of our top stories this afternoon, CDC seals major endorsement deal with collaborating political parties ahead of the presidential runoff. To this story now, recently, rumors emerged from Bapulu County that the county superintendent had pledged his support to the opposition Unity Party ahead of the presidential runoff. Such information from the county has not been taken lightly by Superintendent Keasa. As you will hear in this report by Zokwe Beslokone, Superintendent Sa has debunked such information. This